I'd like to talk about mindfulness and how we introduce it to people for the very first time. When people first come to me, it's usually because they're finding life very stressful, their emotions are pretty well all over the place, and they have a hint that mindfulness might be useful to them. So once we get over the pleasantries and people tell me what their problems are, we start to look at the basics. One of the questions that I ask people very early on is, are you perfect? And for the many years that I've been doing this, no one says that they're perfect. And so then I ask them, let's assume that perfect was 100. Where are you between 0 and 100? I get various answers. The average is 50, 60. Of course, there are people that are in very stressful situations, and they can be as low as 20. The classic one, when I was in Germany, there was a dear lady that said she wasn't even on the scale. She said she was -3. But that's another story. So once we've got that marker down, we just look at where does that marker come from. And we do some very simple cognitive tests. These are not complicated at all. In fact, one of them is that we simply ask people to close their eyes and count to 10. And everybody could manage that. And well, when they open their eyes, I ask them, did you see yourself count? And of course they say, yes, I did. And I said, good. I said, then that's mind looking at mind. You're actually aware of the activity of the mind. This is quite an important critical distinction. And then we take it a step further and we ask them to close their eyes. Imagine they're standing in front of a blackboard and pick up an imaginary piece of chalk and draw a triangle on that. Again, most people can pull that off, not all. I've had one or two that just couldn't visualize themselves doing that, but most can. And this is another indication of the mind witnessing mind. So it's very clear there's a witnessing aspect to our nature, and it's this witnessing aspect which will lead us out of emotional traumas and all sorts of afflictions that we suffer because we don't know who we are. So once we've done that, again, a very early question I asked them, I said, look, can you remember an incident in your early childhood? And most people can. It usually is an incident around about the age of 4 years old. And they usually tell me what that incident was. And then I say, and are you aware that you're sitting in front of me? Is that awareness the same awareness? And of course they reply, yes, it's the same awareness. And I say, well, that's extremely interesting. Because let's say that I've got someone sitting there who's over 40. I can say your body has changed several times in that time. You know, every 7 years the body completely renews itself. It's an ongoing process. Of course, we grow, we age, and so the body is completely changing. But it's quite interesting that the awareness of the incident when there was a child is a continuum. And that same awareness is with us right now, right this very minute as you're watching this video, if you are watching this video. So awareness then, the witnessing aspect, is something that's on 24/7, not just now and again 24/7, but that's not our experience. We have ups and we have downs, and this is what mindfulness will help to iron out. It's not complicated. It just means you just need to get to know yourself. How did we create such a false image of ourselves, and how can we correct it? So if you'd like to know more about bringing peace into your life, not being reactive to the way people speak to you, the way people dress, you know, and all the things that upset you, maybe you're struggling with certain patterns of eating disorder, or struggling with someone that's really in your head, so to speak, and annoying you, mindfulness training is absolutely the way to go. It will bring you to a place where you know what your real identity is, And that identity is amazing. It is amazing. So if you'd like to know more about mindfulness training, do give us a call. My name's Joseph Garrity, the founder of the School of Mastery for Mindfulness. You can catch us on 091 871 904. We'd be delighted to hear.